she will, that sort of time will put pressure on those starting later. But the difference is, Mike, when the coaches say you're 15 seconds down on Palka of Poland, then those the big names like Berger will think, right, I can have a crack at this one. 26.5 seconds the margin, and she is definitely going to get herself a good start for the pursuit tomorrow. Hilde Fenner of Norway, another relatively new name. Lots of them have been racing on the IBU Cup, the sort of second division, and that's absolutely the place to get the experience, because the standard there is pretty good, Mike. A lot of ex-World Cup athletes in there as well.
Oh, very much, and we saw in the men's race, Julian Eberhardt brought quickly into the World Cup team from his successful racing in the IBU Cup. But the next IBU Cup, there's a break this weekend. I hear that the location's just been changed to Ridnaun, as there was no snow at the previously planned location.
Two and two. Kuzmina working hard. We might get some idea of her split as we watch the most experienced woman on the tour, Andrea Henkel, just setting off. Not a bad start to her season, Mike, lying in 4th place in the World Cup standings. She is, of course, a former overall World Cup winner. I think it was 2008 she came through to win a fantastic climax out in Chianti-Manzisk, and she showed what she was made of there. Kaisa Mäkäräinen, another former champion.
Love her earrings, you can just see them there moving when she recocks the rifle. Looks like she's got her shooting bag together. Wonderful.
Maybe on the other year she's got 5 hit targets, possibly. Good start from Mäkäräinen, and a solid ski. We would have expected nothing less. Starting number 47, she's right in the middle of the field. That's just where she wants to be, and just going to get some idea of how her standing shoot has gone so far this year. We have, of course, only had 3 races. She struggled a little. She missed 3 in the stand in the individual. She missed 3 in the sprint in the standing position, and she missed 5 in the pursuit. So don't go to collect your money quite yet if you've put it on Mäkäräinen for today. She's still got the toughest of hurdles to come. Dubrazava. 42, but in fact, she's gone through already, I think, Dubrazava. Laura Sully going through, number 57. And we're waiting for Miriam Gustner. Here she is, 3 misses in the standing position. How much damage has that done? 2012. Well, that's astonishing. She's inside and sets a new fastest time, but still a fairly early start. I can't believe she's going to finish on the podium today with 4 misses.
That's incredible. Rico Gross just started his run up alongside her to give her the information, and that's got to be good news for Gustner. Inspire her to push a little harder, pull that maybe to 16 seconds advantage. It would be hard to believe that missing 4 would make the podium today.
Now the wind has died a little as Nowakowska comes in for her second shoot, and she's gone clear in the prone. 15:40 the time she's after, 50 seconds exactly to get inside that. Now she needs to leave the mat at just before 15:10 or 15:20, I think would be more accurate.
So disappointing to get the information that you're doing well. You are leading the race. Get these 5 and you'll still be leading. It's difficult to keep those kind or that kind of information out of your mind if in fact the coaches did tell her how well she was getting on the track.
I guess that's an athlete's preference, isn't it? And if they don't want any information before they shoot, I would suspect that that is the most common. As we watch Domracheva, can she get her first win of the season? She's right up there in second place. Her results so far, she's had 2 seconds and a 7th.
Surprised at her pacing, Patrick. She's 15 seconds off Mäkäräinen's pace, ski pace that is, into the range.
Could be fitness, could be pacing, could be skis. So Patricia makes her work that much harder as we go back to Kaisa Mäkäräinen, absolutely flying out there on the course at the moment, through 3.8 kilometers. A really positive start from her. Remember, the distance is 7.5 Ks, so she's just over the halfway stage.
She's building a cushion there, Patrick. If she maintains that pace, she'll give herself a cushion of the ability to miss one target and still go out potentially in first place.
Good race so far from Dunkley. Lying 4th after the first shoot, and now with a chance of taking the lead after the second. Good trigger action.
That's a pity. That is a pity, and I bet the margins were not very large there at all. She appeared to do everything technically right, and the follow through in that trigger was excellent.
Palka driving towards the finish, less than 100 meters for her to go. 23.08 is the time she's after. The lead will definitely change. Gustner's time of 23.08 is going down into second place, but remember, Gustner missed 4 targets and she's only lost some 14 seconds to Christina Palka, who's no slouch on the skis. So that shows you what sort of form Gustner is in. Mäkäräinen, 19.9 the margin, and she's getting closer and closer to that one-shot cushion that Mike was talking about. 23 seconds, and she can afford one miss and still come out in first place. Difficult though, Mike. She knows that her standing shoot hasn't been good so far this year. We know it. Question is, how will she cope with the pressure? Julianne Dole, who was a very good junior and made big waves on the IBU Cup circuit for many years, Mike, when she couldn't get into the German team because of the likes of Beck and, of course, Wilhelm, Henkel. The list goes on and on. Here is Henkel, still there, leading the way for Germany.
Never the fastest in terms of shooting, but so often the best percentages. Maybe that's why she's just careful, she doesn't panic, she doesn't overstress it.
And she's going to be some 10 seconds down on the best time. In fact, it won't be as much as that, because she was shooting right up at the far right-hand side of the range. 6.2 the margin, and that's a promising start. If Mäkäräinen should miss in the stand, Henkel would be the woman you'd put your money on to pounce and claim that top spot.
The last reading I've got is Mäkäräinen. In fact, she is 19.2 seconds up on the best time coming into the range.
Well, there's 5 seconds gone.
Oh, did she not put the snow cover down on the rear sight if you get a snowflake in there, or maybe snow falls off some of the trees which are down the bottom part of the course?
Well, that's at least 15 seconds, Mike, of that advantage gone.
And the tension that causes, where you've got this technical error which shouldn't really happen.
See the movement. It is all about reaction. Well, that was hard work. Very, very tough work indeed for Mäkäräinen. A mistake from herself, but she just didn't look comfortable. The position didn't look steady, and she's probably done well to get away with missing just one target, but the huge cushion that she'd built vanishing, and now she's going to struggle to match that time of 15:40 set by Krystyna Palka of Poland. She's now on the penalty loop.
Mäkäräinen, she didn't make it easier for herself on the range, especially with that issue with the rear sight. Certainly a blockage there, a snowflake, whatever was in that sight. And now she's 11 seconds adrift. She must have lost 15 with a technical problem. I think she might be able to pull that time back, though. The pace over this 2.5 kilometre track was so good on the middle loop. Now on to the last lap.
Well, we're still in Group 3 of 4 in the starters, and Olga Vilakinen is the next out on the track. So Olga Zaitseva went at 75. Julian Dahl, we saw start number 73. Sulumdal and Berger, the two best Norwegians, are going to be going off very shortly in the next 5 minutes or so. Vilakina, potential winner, certainly today. Lying third in the World Cup standings at the moment. She's had one podium finish, but all 3 races in Östersund, she finished in the top 5. And if you continue to do that, a win has to come your way eventually.
So much in top sport is about confidence, isn't it? And her stats there from Östersund, it's got to give her confidence that a victory is 100% possible with the way she has been performing only 7 days ago, 5 days ago.
Scardino just missing out on the top spot, but a good day on the range for her. 10.9 the margin. That is the distance or the time that she will start behind Palka in tomorrow's pursuit. And just for those of you who are new to biathlon, the top 60 from today's race get the right to start in the pursuit tomorrow, and the winner from today starts first, which always raises the argument of whether they should get double World Cup points or whether it should actually count as just one race.
Certainly in terms of time, although today's race as Dunkley charges up the steepest of climbs here, in terms of this race, it's going to be tight. I would say the top 5 won't be separated by more than, what, 12, 15 seconds, but definitely an advantage going first tomorrow for more World Cup potential.
Absolutely, so full points for today's effort, and then maybe half points for tomorrow as opposed to the full quota of 60 for the winner.
It was certainly debated when this race came into being in, what, 1998, but it's a standalone race, and that the person going first is being chased by the rest of the world. There's a lot of pressure, but certainly time-wise, an advantage. Now, Evie Tofalvi is just normally so steady on the range, no matter what the conditions, but the wind is blowing her hair quite heavily.
She's looking tired.
She knows she could have done better there.
Now, Daria Tomrasheva, 15:40, just about achievable, but she needs 5. Well, that is going to be very, very close indeed. Tomrasheva with one of her best shoots of the season so far. 15:40 from Palka. She may not match it coming out of the range. She'll only be a couple of seconds outside, if indeed she is outside that time. But your money would be on her catching Palka in the remaining 2,500 metres. Already into the flow and possibly on the way to taking the lead. 2.9 outside at the moment.